Hi everyone, this is the Son of Man, your favorite Nigerian, here again with a great story that will show you a clear example of life imitating art. And this is really so because art in its truest form is inspired by life's realities. And one of the most interesting aspects of life's reality is the act of coincidence and event happenstance, which is either an act of God or an act of man, or both. In this part of the world, when it is recognized as an act of God, it's called divine providence. But when it is recognized as an act of man, it's called man no man or long leg. This story is therefore a story of literary man no man that a peculiar son of man has developed in the letters between professors Wole and Chinua. Wole's book, The Lion and the Jewel, seems to come alive in Barack Obama, because the main character in Wole's narrative is called Baraka, which is apparently the Yoruba intonation for the name Barack. In the year of our Lord 2023, after the extremely controversial presidential election in Nigeria, a young man by the name Stephen Obinnawabowa came up, claiming to be the literary son of man, the inheritor of Achebe's pen, the one whose intellectual property is winning the world over, literally. People thought he was joking around like other content creators on the internet, until he started showing them evidence of his claims in historical symbols and literary publications and drawing parallels in Barack Obama's biodata. I will point out some of these instances of reality imitating art and how an act of man, or rather acts of men, have now jointly become an act of God. But first, let me break down the scope of this manifestation, so listen carefully. Wole's book, The Lion and the Jewel, was published as a stage play in 1961, the same year Barack was born. Barack was born on the 4th of August under the zodiac sign of Leo, the lion. A lion is depicted in Kenya's colonial flag, which was still in use in Kenya at the time of publication. Kenya happens to be Barack Obama's native homeland before he became American, and all of these facts coincide perfectly with the book's title, especially as Nigeria's colonial flag, on the other hand, depicts a crown at the center of the Star of David, also known as the Seal of Solomon. From an intellectual point of view, the title of Wole's book comes alive not only in Barack's biodata, but also in the colonial flags of Kenya and Nigeria, and it makes me suspect that the author was directly inspired by these colonial flags in coming up with such a poetic title for his book. Chinua's book, a political satire called A Man of the People, was written and published as a literary response to Wole's book in 1966. This claim can be fully appreciated only by people who have read both books and have an intellectually oriented mindset that can perform a comparative analysis of both books. They are the ones who recognize within the many layers of metaphor that both books have similar characters in the roles they played. In Wole's book, the lion wins the jewel conveniently under dubious circumstances, bringing the book to an end. In Chinua's book, however, the jewel is snatched in the nick of time under auspicious circumstances by a smart and better educated young rival to the titular lion. And this young rival can also be considered a lion in his own right. And Chinua's narrative is now gaining international recognition as the reality of the Son of Man in the world. And on that note, yours truly has come to the end of today's story. See you again next time.